Welcome to this highlights package of NPL Victoria Women's Round 13. Bayside United hosting Calder United at Kingston Heath. Calder came into the game 5 points clear on top of the Women's NPL, trying to break even further clear. For Bayside, an important match to try and bounce back after conceding 8 to South Melbourne the previous weekend. Let's go to the highlights. Good evening and welcome to FFV Radio in the Mixlr app and mixlr.com/FFV Radio. Tonight's feature game is NPL Victoria Women's, and it is the clash between Bayside United and Calder United. It's going to be Calder who kick us off, and they will be attacking the centre Dandenong Road end of the ground, or the car park end for those of you familiar with the venue, while it will be Bayside attacking the golf course end. And we're underway with a long ball down to right back, and it's cleared by Belleville straight away out for a throw. So Calder will have possession over on the left side of midfield. Just a reminder that we're calling the action today for the Bayside United Facebook and YouTube channel, so it won't quite be the constant chatter you get on FFV Radio, but you will hear all the key moments as part of today's broadcast. Bayside trying to just consolidate the ball over at the right side of defence, and now in the middle, real danger here as Zimmerman was trying to catch the defender in possession. Bayside eventually able to play their way out of trouble, but Binning finds Rample. And now Zimmerman gets an opportunity, bouncing over the top. Belleville clearing from the centre of defence and putting it out for a throw. Bayside hit by injuries at the moment, and their squad depth has been tested in recent weeks, although it was a pretty alarming scoreline against South Melbourne last weekend, 8-1. So we see Zimmerman firing an early shot over the crossbar into the fence behind the goal. Goal kick bouncing out to the right side of midfield. Bit of a scrap. Bayside eventually able to consolidate and come away with the ball. Runnels turning back to Parton. Hirano with a flick header. Only up to the halfway line though. And now Bayside just kicking for territory and giving possession down to the Calder goalkeeper Aoyagi for her first touch of the game. Meyer. Alicia Ike. Now Sinclair. It's a mild evening here at Kingston Heath. Conditions pretty much perfect actually. It'll probably get colder as the night goes on. Right now though, absolutely perfect. Runnels looks up, sees no one ahead of the ball. Just yields possession to Arazzolo, but an errant touch is going to open the door for Jessau, and then a long ball gives Anastasopoulos a course to go and chase down the right side, but Meyer cuts off the angle and is able to retain possession. Ferreira Bass, combative against Zimmerman. Perhaps the reigning gold medalist against the favourite to win it this year through the first dozen games of the season or so. The table right now, Calder 32 points, or 33 on the live table. South Melbourne after beating Heidelberg yesterday on 28, so they're 5 back. Gap already starting to open up. As we see a long shot coming from Jessau, and on one bounce it's held by Aoyagi. Bayside would move to 25 if the game does finish in a draw tonight. And then Alamein will have a game in hand. Their match against NTC has been postponed, so they're on 22. And Bulleen Lions currently beating Southern to improve to 25. Rample down the right side, plenty of space, sending in a low cross, and it's cut out by Parton at the near post. Falls to Belleville, and is, with a hopeful clearance, finding Harbus. Runnels, blocked off the boot, goes to Binning. Sinclair to Zimmerman. Can't find a teammate with the pass, and Burke is able to switch flanks and find Emily Harbus in a bit of space for Bayside. 4 minutes gone, scoreless at Kingston Heath. Koja. And now Beard. Perfectly measured pass from Angie Beard. It's going to meet Sinclair, and Aiming for the top right corner, Alexandra Sinclair put it over the bar. That was a great pass from Angela Beard. It just curved around the Bayside defence onto the right side of Sinclair, but couldn't keep the shot down. So continuing with the ladder, goal difference at the moment means that Bulleen would jump into third on the live table on 25 points, Bayside 25, and then Alamein with a game in hand would be on 22, looking in from 5th place. Geelong quite a way back in 6th on just 16 points, and then Box Hill 13, NTC 11, Heidelberg 8 and Southern 0. Long ball through the left side. Harvest in a race against Rample, two of the quicker players. Harvest is able to run it down, curves back around and tries to take on Rample, who is able to dispossess her. Lesh plays it over to Parton, and they can't connect to 1-2 as it rolls out for a throw. Right underneath our effects microphone. Belleville clears for a throw. Pitch in pretty good condition here at Kingston Heath. Observation has been made that the lights are quite a bit brighter than some of the other games this season. Maybe FFA Cup time. Bentley Green's already through to the round of 32. Some maintenance has been done. Sinclair cuts it into the box, and Burke is across from right back to put it out for a throw. Robers, Sinclair caught in possession. Sinclair plays it to Rample. Run down by Runnels. And Koja concedes a throw. Still down at left back. It is quite a big pitch, the grass pitch at Kingston Heath, so it is pretty easy to get trapped in your defensive half. Bayside certainly experiencing that at the moment as they give possession away, and now it's a throw going in Calder's direction. Sinclair. Arazzolo. And now Zimmerman misdirects a pass, and Anastasopoulos intercepts. Jessau couldn't keep the ball. Koja to Arazzolo. Now Alicia Ike down the left side. Turns onto her right foot. Hopeful ball. Zimmerman couldn't quite control it on the chest, and Burke is there to whip it away. Aerial duel at the top of the box. Robers brings it down. Arazzolo. Now Koja back to Benning. Calder retaining possession. Myers long ball. Can't find a teammate. Going long for a goal kick. I mentioned around the grounds, Bulleen and Southern kicked off at 5 p.m. and after 35 minutes that game remains competitive. It is 1-0 at the moment in Bulleen's favour, scoring early through Hayley Richmond, but otherwise unable to add to the tally. Credit to Southern coming off a 10-0 defeat last weekend. Got a helicopter going overhead at the moment. You can hear that coming through the effects microphone, drowning out the sounds of the game. Robers. And now Zimmerman with a 360 spin in traffic. Wasn't quite able to pull it off. And then Robers just got the shins tapped, trying to break through, and it's going to be a free kick to Calder over on the right side of their attacking third. In comes the free kick from Beard, looping to the far post. First header was Calder, but it was an up and under. No real power behind it from Sinclair, and Bayside are able to scramble it out for a corner kick down at the centre Dandenong Road end. Today's officiating crew, Dee Huo is the referee, Nicoletta Soteropoulos and Emily Cherry the assistants, and James Marmaru is the fourth official. We wait for the corner then. Calder with plenty of numbers committed forward, including both centre-backs, and it comes to the near post. And Belleville has done well to scramble it out for another corner as it took a ricochet off Alicia Ike. This time it's a short corner. Zimmerman dancing on the ball, eventually able to find space for a cross. Sinclair at the far post, nodded it back. Straight to Ferreira-Bass, who's able to escape. And now playing a long ball for Harbus to go and chase. Rampel motoring back and able to get to the ball first, but the touch is not the greatest one as it goes out for a throw, and Bayside will seize the opportunity to actually get into their attacking half for the first meaningful time tonight. 10 minutes gone, scoreless at Kingston Heath. Ferreira-Bass receives the throw. Koja. Ferreira-Bass was surrounded by Calder shirts, and Gulshan Koja's pass slides out. They'll get the ball back. Lesh. Hirano. Binning intercepts the pass. Belleville jumping up, trying to trap Calder in their defensive half, but they're going to clear their lines. Now Parton getting across, plays it all the way back to Kelsall, but that's simply going to invite Calder up the pitch. Kelsall's clearance falls to Zimmerman, trying to return it with interest, and it's a goal. Fantastic from Catherine Zimmerman. Identified the opportunity to lob the keeper, and after taking control of the clearance, was able to drive it into the back of the net, and Kelsall did get a hopeful hand up, but wasn't able to reach the ball. It's Calder United 1, Bayside United 0. Showed all the composure there to suggest it was routine, but there was a high degree of difficulty behind that goal from Zimmerman. Controlled the clearance from the keeper and then drove it back over the head of Kelsall to open the scoring. You did suspect that conceding the territorial advantage of the back pass going all the way back to the keeper was going to invite on trouble, and indeed that's how it played out for Bayside on that occasion. Back underway over on the right side, Runnels turning straight to Koja. Foul given, possession going the way of Calder. High ball into the area, off the head of Lesh. Running out towards the byline, and it's going to be a Calder corner kick. Calder taking plenty of time over the corner here. Angela Beard eventually making her way across from left back to the right side. All for a short corner in the end. And now can't quite connect on the return pass as Belleville got a boot in. Rampel follows up, and on one bounce it's held onto by Kelsall. Koja plays it out wide to the right. Beard turning onto the preferred left foot and then cuts past Lesh, leaves her behind. Right-footed cross off the midriff of Belleville and out for another corner. They're starting to pile up already for the visiting team. Haven't been able to do too much with them so far, though. Beard's corner then, high to the top of the penalty area. And Keisha Meyer was chasing after it, but Ferreira Bass was able to clear it away. Beard playing it through for Zimmerman from a tight angle, being followed all the way by Parton. The cutback and a little backheel scoop into the net makes it 2-0. And Alexandra Sinclair with a deft touch is able to double Calder's lead. It's a goal and an assist for Zimmerman now, and Sinclair there had the intention to just stroke it into the net with a little step over the ball. And with the defence dragged well out of position, there was little Bayside could do. It's Calder United 2, Bayside 0. 16 minutes gone. And it's safe to say that Calder have stamped their authority on the match with the way that general play is going. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes has now broken through. Beard plays it to Sinclair, the most recent goal scorer. Shut down as they move central though. Jessau wins it back for Bayside. Anastasopoulos, pass intercepted. Ike. And now Anita Lesh, who has switched flanks over to right back, puts the ball out for a throw. Molly Burke having moved to left back to try and match up directly against Zimmerman. Ike into the box, and it's turned out for a corner kick by Belleville. Ball returned from over the fence, and we're ready to have the corner kick then. Calder hunting a third. Got momentum behind them at present. It's a tumbling ball to the near post and sliced out for another corner kick. Not the greatest corner, but if it wins another corner, it's not a bad result. Take 2 then. And Kelsall is able to slap it away. Through the penalty area it goes. Sinclair breaks out to the right touchline. Wins a throw off Jessau. Sinclair plays it back to Rampel. Robers. Rampel. Koja. Looping cross. Alicia Ike makes a run and then thighs it out for a goal kick. Perhaps caught in 2 minds about a volley or trying to control the ball, and in the end it just harmlessly tumbled out. Goal kick brought down by Angie Beard. Trying to go around Runnels. You could hear the clash of boots. Beard kept her feet, scoops the ball into the box. Sinclair on a tight angle, and it's a good save from Kelsel to turn it around the near post. And out for a corner kick. They're already up to double figures on the corners, Calder United, but given the options there, that was a good save from the keeper. Beard sets yet another corner. You feel as though if they continue to get corner after corner, it's only a matter of time until it ends up in the back of the net. Another short corner variety this time, though. Zimmerman running along the byline and then blocked away by Runnels. Beard follows up. Looping left-footed ball, always asking a lot of the defender, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Up to the 20-minute mark, and it's Calder United 2, leading Bayside United 0. Hirano trying to get involved in the game. It's been really limited so far. Ferreira Bass. Back to Hirano. It's all happening deep in the defensive half, though. Long ball attempting to venture into attack. Rampel clears away. Jessau plays it to Lesh. Now Belleville. Belleville has to opt to go back to the keeper. Kelsel plays it out to Parton. Calder sensing the opportunity to press up, but Belleville has given possession away. Zimmerman. Now Koja. Rampel takes on Lesh, able to go past. And trying to drive across into the near post. It's gone out for a goal kick. Now from the left side, Beard with a hopeful cross. No one waiting at the far post, but Zimmerman will chase it down. Able to cut onto her left side. The shot's on here for Zimmerman. Curving it in. And that's 2 super goals from the American already. Only had one intent there, and that was to fire on the target. And a beautiful curving left-footed shot. Not quite in the top corner, but close enough. Well out of the keeper's reach. And that makes it Calder United 3, Bayside United 0. Goals now in the 12th and 23rd minutes for Catherine Zimmerman. And Calder, top of the league. Set at this point to break 7 points clear of South Melbourne. And add to what is already the best goal difference in the league by quite some margin. They are plus 40. South Melbourne plus 28. Alamein plus 21. Coming off that 10-0 win against Southern last weekend. That was a great strike from Zimmerman, but just not enough pressure from the Bayside defence to close her down. Jessau. Bayside really struggling to get out of their defensive half. Alicia Ike, slide challenge. You heard the boom of the ball as 2 players met it at the same time. Ike bounces back up. Crossfield ball. Belleville brings it down. Rovers with a hopeful long shot straight at the keeper and grasped onto by Kelsel on this occasion. Jessau working hard defensively. Finds Hirano. Back to Harbus. And now Hirano on the left side of defence. He's going to venture up to the halfway line, but can't keep the ball. Rampel, Koja. Back to Keisha Meyer. Long ball bouncing into the box. No one from Calder able to follow in. Robers, bit of a blind turn. Sinclair coming back from an offside position. Jess out, plays it to Runnels. Crossfield ball, header from Ike, falls to Arizzolo. Runnels follows back in. Belleville. Zimmerman. Koja, caught in possession by Hirano. Lesh. Back to Belleville. Hurried clearance. Under pressure. The flag is up for offside against Sinclair again. Getting to the halfway line, off the outside of the boot of Lesh, out for a throw. Ferreira Bass trying to create something for Bayside. Crossfield ball straight into a cluster of Calder players though. Binning, brought down by Beard. Errant touch. Gives possession away to Jess Howe. And now probing the left flank. Harvest down towards the corner. Looks up at Rampel. Trying to get out of a one-on-one duel. Ferreira Bass giving away a foul.
Girls look central when you get it.
Long ball from Binning over to Ike, who's trying to escape down the left side. Rolls a pass into the path of Beard. A little step over the ball from the byline. Parton sends it behind for a corner kick. Zimmerman's corner, looping into the near post. Kelsall raises the right arm and is able to swat it through the penalty area, and the referee says it crossed over the byline and is out for another corner kick on the opposite side. No pretensions of a short corner this time for Angela Beard. Into the mixer. Runnels got up for the first header and sends it over her own net out for another corner kick. They're not going to have to switch flanks this time. Beard will go back to the right corner and look to swing it in once again. At the half-hour mark, Calder 3, Bayside 0. Beard, another looping high corner. This one aiming at Binning, who took herself out really. Goes collapsing to the turf, almost at the top of the area. And now Bayside looking to break out. Anastasopoulos into a sprint and into the attacking half. Being chased by Keisha Meyer. Has only Harvest ahead of the ball. Still running Anastasopoulos. Stops and props against Koja and then turns it straight back to Alicia Ike. Ferreira Bass trying to make it a contest. Ike held her own. Laid off by Sinclair. Now played central. Lesh up to the ball. Loops it into the path of Harvest, who's one-on-one against Rachel Binning. Harvest onto her right side, shooting range and bending it just wide to the right. And the crowd shows their appreciation as that was Bayside's best attack of the game so far. But Emily Harvest couldn't quite curve the ball back. Shooting channel definitely opened up, but the ball broke the wrong way. Binning. Meyer. Now Koja. Little too clever. Gives up the ball to Ferreira Bass. Jessau. Tries a little step over against Rample. Belleville with the aid of a deflection into the attacking half, but only briefly. Rample clears it away. Rovers back to Koja. And then a long ball over the right side is going to bounce out. Headed by Runnels. Back to Belleville. Clearance intercepted by Koja. Rample. Now Binning. Cross to Arazzolo. Trying to protect the ball from Hirano. Rample to Sinclair. Wind just starting to pick up, favouring the end that Calder are attacking in this first half, of which there is still 11 minutes plus stoppage to go. Ferreira Bass at halfway, feeding it through the left side, but Binning has Harvest outpointed. Back to Ayagi. By my count, that's only a second involvement of the game, the Calder keeper. Runnels knocked over and fouled by Zimmerman, so Bayside have a free kick inside the attacking half. And Bayside, rather curiously, take the free kick backwards. Parton is being pressured, and Belleville now caught in possession and has gone in on Sinclair, who's hurt and down. And the ball is put out because this is genuine concern for Alexandra Sinclair. You heard the groan of pain as she went to ground. Nothing too untoward from Belleville in the foul. I thought it was clash of legs. Sinclair able to get up, but still looks pretty distressed, and a shake of the head favouring her left knee here, and is now going to have to be assisted off. So Calder temporarily down to 10. Doesn't seem to be too much action on the bench. All their subs are already warming up. But it looks as though they're going to give Sinclair every chance to be assessed and recover here. In the meantime, Bayside have possession. Steph Parton at the centre of defence, and the ball is back live, and we're underway again. Ball through the middle onto the head of Koja. Rovers. Out to the right side of midfield. Rample can't chase the ball down as it goes out for a throw. Rovers. Try to blind pass towards the direction of Rample, and it's cleared out for a throw.
One from me here.
Onto the head of Rovers, who flicks it on to no one in particular. And it's cleared out by Belleville. Runnels is slow to get up, and there is a bit of concern for Runnels, who of course left a game with a fairly serious concussion only a couple of weeks ago against the NTC, but she's brushed this off and is right to continue. Treatment continues for Sinclair here. Wonder if Calder might even ride it out to half-time. Still some 8 minutes to go, though. End result is a free kick for Calder United. Angie Beard to stand over it. Players lined up in the penalty area. Beard attacking the 6-yard box, and it's been dropped by the keeper out to the edge of the penalty area. Quick one to Zimmerman and Beard combining. Meyer, who was forward for the set piece, and then a clash of legs from Belleville to knock over Zimmerman. That means that it will be another free kick, and this one right on the edge of the box. Raquel Doralis is going to be Alexandra Sinclair's replacement.
Yep. Emily!
And Calder keen for the sub to go through before the free kick takes place. There it is. So Raquel Doralis does come on for the injured Alexandra Sinclair, whose evening ends early after scoring Calder's second goal of the 3 they currently have on the board. there will be some concern there going forward, given it was a knee injury for Sinclair. Beard, the shot's on here. 3 in the wall, is going to bend it towards the top left corner and send it across the face and out for a goal kick. Not too far away, but in the end, never really threatening the target. Midfield battle resumes. Duralis, first touch. Given away to Ferreira Bass. Sending it long over the left side. Harvest chasing it down. Very little ahead of the ball for Bayside. Is trying to square it back to the top of the area. It takes a deflection. Meyer is able to keep it away from Hirano. And Jessau being grappled by Gulshan Koja wins a free kick.
Gotta be quicker!
4 minutes plus stoppage to go at the end of the first half. Bayside with a set piece. Hirano drives it to the penalty spot. First head is Robers. It loops up. It's allowed to bounce, and then Ayagi is able to collect it uncontested. Kelsel rolls it out to right back. Parton had to hurry. Zimmerman is there to win the ball back. Robers. Binning. And ball into the area. It's looped up and bouncing in. Goal for Angie Beard. Bit of chaos in the Bayside defence, and they weren't able to deal with the danger. Angela Beard just extending the toe and looping it over the goalkeeper. And in it fell to muted celebrations. It's Calder 4, Bayside 0. Angela Beard scoring in the 42nd minute. Ow. Onto the head of Rampel from kickoff. Anita Lesh, back to Jessau. Binning. Duralis. Now Robins. Rampel loses out to Lesh, but Lesh went to ground and Beard was following up, and then Lesh, well, was going to be lucky to avoid a booking there because that was a late challenge from a prone player on one running past. Referee Di Huo hasn't even, I think, contemplated reaching for the cards in the first half, and no such thoughts on this occasion either, so Lesh may be a little fortunate. 2 minutes plus stoppage until the break, and you wonder if there's more pain on the way here for Bayside. Conceded 8 to South Melbourne last week. They're halfway to that tally tonight already. Keisha Meyer forward to take the set piece. Driving it to the penalty spot. It loops through the area and the header comes in from Probers across the face. You really did expect that to nestle in the back of the net, but Emma Robers put it wide right. Hear the shout there from the central referee to the fourth official of 1 minute. That'll go up on the board soon. Belleville has had a tough first half, but has acquitted herself well. Throw in for Bayside down at left back. Jessau. Players hailing cabs, it's a throw. Duralis off the shoulder. flag up, offside against Calder. Rample. Ball bouncing to the top of the box. Into 1 minute of stoppage we go. You hear the fourth official's watch ringing through the effects microphone. Doralis, miss-hit pass, Parton able to get the ball away. There's been a half of all-out defence here from Bayside United. They've barely had a reprieve from Calder's relentless attacking, and at least on this foray, it is offside against Emma Robies. Should be the last passage of play of the first half. Belleville clears. Zimmerman brings it down. And the ball runs off the feet of Zimmerman down to left back, and that will be the halftime break. And the top team in women's NPL seemingly has Bayside in free fall at their mercy. Teo Pellizzeri is my name. Pleasure to have your company here on FFV Radio in the Mixlr app and mixlr.com/FFV Radio. Just a reminder that you'll be able to see the highlights of tonight's match on the Bayside United social media channels. And it means that you won't get the continuous chatter of FFV Radio tonight, but you will get all the key moments as they happen. You might have heard the flicking of the fourth official's board in the background as we kicked off the second half, and that is because Francesca Brand is into the game and on the ball right now, playing a pass into the attacking half. She replaced Savannah Anastasopoulos at half-time, and it looks as though it's been accompanied by a bit of a positional switch as well, with Rina Hirano going out to the wing and Brand standing in central midfield. It's a really fruitless first half for Hirano, who has been one of the standout players in the first dozen games of the season, but seemingly not quite able to get involved today. Around the grounds, it was only 1-0 at the Venado Club at half-time. Well, Bulleen have absolutely exploded in the second half, and Southern have capitulated. It is 10-0 in the 83rd minute, so some one-sided scorelines appearing around the NPL Women's this weekend.
Just come to her, Dib. Just come to her and pick it off her.
Yeah.
Of course, we've had 2 games postponed this weekend. Box Hill versus Galaxy and also Alamein versus NTC due to players leaving for the NTC Challenge today. Angela Beard crossed into the area. Lesh able to clear it to Molly Burke at right back. And now Hirano. Zimmerman plays it sideways. Doralis went to ground. Calder only with real one concern from the first half, and that was the injury to Alexandra Sinclair, going down with a left knee problem in a challenge from Natasha Belleville. She was replaced by Raquel Doralis. Belleville plays the ball out to Burke on the right side of defence. Bayside trying to get a bit more ambitious as Ferreira Bass wins a header, but it's right into the airspace of Aoyagi, who's able to hold on to the ball. Fairly quiet first half for the Calder goalkeeper. And a long clearance up to the halfway line where the ball is back in dispute. Brand plays it to Jessau. Arazzolo coughs up the ball. Hirano. Back to Arazzolo in a battle with Jessau. And then Rovers in from the side, knocking over out. Ball fell to Guljan Koja. It's willing, a bit of spirit in the game. You would know it's 4-0 on the scoreboard with the way the players are charging in at the start of this second half. It looks as though it's been perhaps a bit of a mental reset from Bayside to try and come out with a bit more of a competitive edge. Calder able to calm it down and retain possession. Now through the right side they go. Zimmerman, who has 2 of Calder's 4 goals. Finding the hustling Marie Rampel, who continues her run at the edge of the box and then trying to turn the ball in on a tight angle, is only able to steer it out for a goal kick. Ferreira Bass. Now Brand on halfway. He's already made an impact since coming into the action. Runnels through the right side. Hirano making a run. Can she chase the ball down at the byline? Had to go to ground to do so. Alicia Ike is there. Traps it and tries to clear. Runnels follows up with a header. And now Aritzolo, fresh air swing at the ball, but able to recover and roll it over the line out for a throw. Calder have got a double change lined up with Sarah Walker and Alana Byrne about to get subbed on.
And that's the second one, yes?
Cross to the top of the box is booted away by Koja.
My needle. This was my number next
Nice one, man.
Ike looked a little bit foul throwish. Referee happy to let it slide. Runnels taking the game on, can't get past Meyer. The American defender able to play it to Koja. Now Duralis. Zimmerman able to ride one challenge and then plays it through the left side. Angela Beard sweeping onto her left foot. Low driving cross, and it's cleared at the last by Lesh. Away from Duralis. Calder threatening a fifth. Burke, possession given away. Aritzolo caught in possession. Able to hold their ground and roll it back to Guljan Koja, and the ball finds its way back to the halfway line. And now as Runnels goes to ground, Zimmerman firing from distance, and we've already seen 2 very well taken goals from Catherine Zimmerman today, but that one was well off target. So now subs going through for Calder. Looks as though Jasmine Aritzolo is one of the players coming off, and the other is Marie Rampel. So 3 changes now for Calder. Happy to shuffle the pack. Alana Byrne comes on, as does Sarah Lorca. So an increasingly youthful looking Calder team now out there in this second half. The ball goes out for a goal kick right down in the corner. Bayside still have Greta Jowett-Smith, Callista Zelios, Miller Jowett and Kirsty Shearing available as their subs, while Holly Balderston and Mackenzie Matthews are available subs for Calder. Hirano brings the ball down. Byrne straight into the game. And sliding a pass to Duralis. Out to Angie Beard on the left. Turns away from Molly Burke, and now with a burst of acceleration, can't find a way past the Bayside right back. But then, with a clever little spin, is able to escape. And a good pass from Robers to the byline. And then Belleville across to put it out for a corner kick. taken quickly. High to the far post. Candela Ferreira-Bass is there. Beard with a scooping pass through the right side of the box. Doralis in a battle with Jess out. Deflects to Ike. It's off the shins of Molly Burke and very nearly in for a goal. It probably would have been credited to Alicia Ike, even though it had a fairly substantial touch from the defender on the way. Fortunately for Bayside, it goes out for a corner kick. Full time over at the Veneto Club, and it finished 10-0 to the Bulleen Lions against Southern United. Not a surprising scoreline on face value, but given it was only 1-0 at half time, that is a fairly disappointing collapse in the second half from Southern. Corner kick for Calder then. Again, short corner. Quick one too. Angie Beard looping out to the top corner of the box. Into the area it goes. Doralis, first touch, almost played her through, and Steph Parton across to drive it out on the other side. Calder attacking the golf course end here in the second half. Bayside going to the centre down at Ong Road end.
Swallowed my candy.
Oh.
The last one too.
There's no bugs. I think they're on that side. The bugs
Been
are
bitten.
small.
Byrne takes the corner. And over everyone inside the penalty area and out at the far post. Loose touch and running out for a goal kick. Kelsel's goal kick. Down the line, Lesh wins it back for Bayside, but a back pass is an awkward one. Parton to Lesh. And then given away. Zimmerman through the right side of the box, hoping to connect with Doralis. Bayside numbers close in. Parton did well, and then with a deflection, Lesh wins the throw, taken quickly by Runnels. Harvis, closed down by Lorca. Koja. And now Robers. Plays it square. Zimmerman back to Robers. Keeping her balance under challenges, and then eventually a foul comes in. Sent to the ground by Anita Lesh. And this is a free kick very much in shooting range for Calder. I suspect that Angie Beard might pull rank here. Another aircraft going overhead here at Kingston Heath. Bayside setting the wall as Angie Beard stands solo over the free kick. It's going to be a left-footed take for Beard. And driving it low with one bounce into the arms of the keeper. In the end, no real venom behind the set piece. Good clearance from Kelsel, but it's all called up, being able to nod it back to Ayagi. Down to the byline for Ferreira-Bass. Corner kick for Bayside. They'll get their chance here to show what they can do. Of course, Calder with a much taller team. But Rina Hirano is over the corner kick. Bayside haven't committed too many numbers forward either. Hirano's corner. Runnels the target. Threw a body in, but unable to get it past Zimmerman. And now Doralis trying to turn away from Parton. Hard up against the touchline and now stuck in a 1-on-2. Runnels. Lorca swiftly leaping through trying to take the ball, but Hirano's got it back and then runs into her teammate Runnels, getting in each other's way. And it's played back to Keisha Meyer. And now Lorca. Plenty of space in the middle of the pitch for Kojo. Now Alana Byrne, first time pass. Brand to Jessau. Now plays it back to Brand, and Runnels spinning on the ball. Pass a little ambitious as it's going to roll towards the touchline and eventually found its way out. So we're almost at the hour mark here at Kingston Heath. It is Calder United 4, leading Bayside United 0. No addition to that half-time score. It was looking pretty ominous, 3-0 after 23 minutes, but still 4-0 at present. Just repeating around the grounds, Bulleen went from 1-0 at half-time to 10-0 at full-time against Southern United. A timely boost to their goal difference. Calder currently breaking, as things stand, 7 points clear on top of the league, and their goal difference is plus 41, which perhaps says a bit about the state of some of the easy kills you tend to get week to week in the league at the moment. Jess out. Runnels. Al. Duralis to Zimmerman. Through ball. Angie Beard trying to make ground. Beats Belleville to the ball, but had to break wide to do it. Series of ricochets. And Belleville is able to escape and win a throw for Bayside's cause. Well played by the young centre-back, and the crowd shows their appreciation. For Erebus. Meyer. You heard the deflection through the effects microphone, right up against the halfway line. Lorca down the line. Zimmerman. Back to Byrne. Byrne driving a long diagonal ball, but well over the head of Robers. Ball all the way back to Ayayagi. Harbus trying to press up, as is Ferreira Bass, trying to cause some nerves in the Calder defence, and they've coughed up the ball. Runnels, a window of opportunity for Bayside. Spinning on the ball. Jessau takes a touch and then got caught from the blind side by Zimmerman. And the attack breaks down for Bayside. And now Beard is away for Calder United, trying to stretch this long pitch here at Kingston Heath on the grass. Burker's done well to keep it away from Zimmerman and put it out for a throw in front of the coach, Bill Mihaludis. Must be cursing his misfortune. His team was top of the league about a month ago, and injuries and poor form have struck to devastating effect. Now threatening his team's spot in the top four. As things stand, Calder would be up to 35 points, 7 clear of South Melbourne on 28. Bulleen have boosted their goal difference tonight to jump into third place on 25. Bayside 24, rounding out the top four, and then Alamein with a game in hand on 22. And then quite a big gap back to Geelong Galaxy on 16. So I suppose if there is some good news for Bayside, it is that they are still some 8 points clear of Galaxy, but it is a 27-game season and we're only at game 13. So still a long, long way to go in the campaign. Robers plays it down to Koja. Duralis trying to roll past Steph Parton, who's able to protect the ball and play it back to Kelsall. Clearance to Runnels, under pressure from Zimmerman. Off the head of Lorca, back to Meyer. Now Koja spinning away. Beard. That's an interesting touch, just a little chop of the ball to keep it rolling to Alicia Ike. Looks as though Calder are about to bring on their 4th of 5 possible subs. Of course, you get 5 in women's NPL.
They even give you a few minutes to get ready, though.
Easy peasy.
63 minutes ticked over here, and Holly Balderston will be the next player thrown into the game. You wonder who's going to make way. A day like today could end up proving crucial to a player like Zimmerman winning the gold medal or perhaps the golden boot. It's going to be Guljan Koja who is put in cotton wool and taken out of the game. Holly Balderston comes on. Of course, in about a week and a half, Calder will have a Team App Cup semi-final to play against Geelong Galaxy. They're the defending champions of the Women's Knockout Cup, so no doubt they'll be thinking about how they rotate the team between now and then. It'll be a midweek game, so they'll have one more league match between now and that cup tie against Galaxy. Harvest able to hold her ground in a challenge from Binning, but still 1-on-3. Able to roll it through the left side for Ferreira Bass, who's sprinting to get to the ball. Hits the byline. Rachel Binning following her every step of the way. Calder determined not to concede with the way that they've defended that situation, and Byrne eventually clears it long. Now at the top of the box, Calder. And the cross from Angie Beard is turned behind for a corner by Parton.
Right. Go, we get Holly out. Oh! Sarah. Get Holly to the mark, who you stay behind. Alana, get Holly here, you stay in front. Stay there where you are, Alana, where you are.
If nothing else, Calder have had the chance to learn a lot about what they do on corner kicks in this game. We haven't seen too many conventional ones, given that they do have the aerial threat of Rachel Binning and before she got subbed off, Guljan Koja. It's a little bit surprising they haven't gone for the conventional delivery a little bit more often. Again, it's another short corner to the byline and it comes unstuck. Out to the edge of the box, Beard with a hopeful right-footed cross, and it deflects out for yet another corner to be taken over on the right side. Beard with the conventional corner this time, looping to the top of the box. Ferreira Bass able to win the header. Balderston. And now Lorca. Left-footed volley is going to bend towards the touchline, but not quite find its way out, which necessitates a touch from Jess Howe, and that means it's going to be possession to Calder United. Lorca. Again, last touch off Bayside. Clearance coming from Francesca Brand this time. Past a rather forlorn-looking Connie Lewis, the Canadian international, who's out injured for the rest of the season. Sadly for Bayside, sadly for the league, really. Was having a great season until a couple of weeks ago against NTC. Here goes Zimmerman, past Hirano. Right-footed cross, goalkeeper down to the ball. No real Calder players in the vicinity, so had plenty of time to collapse onto the ball and make a certainty of the collection. No goals through 22 and a half minutes of this second 45 then. It remains Calder 4, Bayside 0. It's not really... We see Ferreira Bass capitalising on a loose touch in the Calder defence and able to score into the right side of the net. Bayside do get a goal back. You can see there from the celebration that even though they're well down on the scoreboard, the way they've acquitted themselves in this second half has been with real commitment And they're just trying to generate a bit of momentum and also show that there is still plenty to fight for. It's a long season. It's game 13 of 27. Bayside United peg a goal back, and Ferreira Bass able to capitalise on a slip in the Calder defence to make it 4-1. Goal coming in the 69th minute. Good finish from Ferreira Bass, opportunistic after Binning had stepped on the ball and left it behind. You wonder if that'll spark Calder into action. Balderston clash of heads. The commitment to win the ball was admirable, though. It broke into the path of Doralis, who was nearly through on goal, but Kelsall down to the ball. You can see Bayside trying to lift the tempo here. I think they're playing with some genuine excitement at the moment, and Runnels is able to turn away from Byrne and slide it through the right side. Meyer, a loose touch, and here goes Hirano. Can she get to the ball before the byline, though? She can't. It's out for a corner kick. Don't think Calder will mind that, actually. They were very much out of position and backtracking, but now they can get their defence set to defend a set piece. Into the 70th minute then, 20 plus stoppage to go. Hirano trying to make it 4-2. In comes the corner. Ioagi was reaching up, trying to knock the ball away, and it fell to Belleville's left foot. She ended up sending it high and wide out for a goal kick, but, well, I think to call it a half chance would be a little bit tough on the defender. It was barely a sniff there for Bayside to try and peg back another goal. Perhaps getting an insight now into why Mark Torcaso did pick his full-strength team today, because Bayside have looked frisky in this second half. Ball out to the left side of the box, and Ike is able to clear it for a corner with Molly Burke in the area. Hirano. Burke. And the ball hits the corner flag, which saves Calder from conceding a corner. It's out for a throw. Jessau trying to win it back for Bayside. Runnels fashions across into the area, binning a loose touch. Harvest, a hopeful volley. Sliced high, Ferreira Bass protecting the fall of the ball, and then playing it straight to Zimmerman. Doralis. Now Balderston. Ball out to the left side, and Angie Beard is going to have the energy to continue the run. Plays it early for Doralis, and turned away by Parton, who's able to keep guard of the teenage attacker, and looks as though last touch was off Doralis because it's been paid as a goal kick. Balderston dispossessed by Burke. Throw in. Binning to Robins. Meyer given away to Au. Through the right side. Hirano set quite a task though. Meyer had a 5-metre head start and is able to steer the ball out. 73 minutes gone. Ferreira Bass turning onto her left side, and then it explodes off the boot over the bar out for a goal kick. Just a brief window of opportunity. Couldn't keep the shot down. Shallow goal kick from Aoyagi. Brand. Lesh. Francesca Brand turns it central. Jess Au. Through the left flank, and Harvis has a little step on the Calder defence, but they're back in numbers to clear it away. Balderston trying to control the bouncing ball. And knocked over Francesca Brand. Referee hasn't had a great deal to do in this second half. Very few fouls. Bouncing up to Runnels. Still not quite at the penalty area. Knocked over by Beard. And Angie Beard is able to escape with the ball. And had her ankles tapped by Molly Burke. Perhaps sounded a little bit worse than it looked. Nothing more than a foul. Byrne takes the free kick. Bouncing to Zimmerman. And left the ball behind as she tried to hook the ball with her right foot back behind her left. Goal kick. Runnels, physical, winning a header. And it falls to Jess Au, who's sprinting away from the Calder midfield, plays it through the right side for Erebus, being followed all the way by Binning. Back to Runnels, good first touch. Chance to cross it in, and well, Jess Au was the least likely player to aim for a headed goal, and it inevitably ended up going over her head into the arms of Aoyagi. .76 minutes gone. It's Calder United 4, Bayside United 1. Second half has been a 1-0 result to Bayside so far. Calder trying to change that. Zimmerman through the right side. Beard is loose in the penalty area if she can get the ball to her. Zimmerman with the cross. Beard for the tap in, and well saved off the underside of the bar by Kelsall. It's a scrap and Burke gets it away. Well done, keeper. That looked like Angie Beard odds on to score her second goal of the game. And Kelsall was able to palm it up into the underside of the crossbar, and somehow it stayed out. Alicia Ike caught in possession. And then back in on Runnels. Ball out for a throw. Au drives it up the line, and it tails out right in front of the Calder bench. They've made 4 of their 5 available subs, Calder. Doralis is a forced change due to the injury to Sinclair. Lesh. Through the left side. Harvey still full of running, but closed down on this occasion by Lorca. Parton through the middle. Harvis. Kloss is shut down by a desperate lunge from Lorca, and now sent cross field. Angie Beard chasing Molly Burke. These two have relished the chance to battle each other, and Beard comes out with the ball. Burke back in. Looked like a foul by Beard, but Burke perhaps a little bit too honest there, keeping her feet. Ended up putting the ball out for a call to throw.
Keep working, girls.
Duralis falling off balance as she takes a shot. It was going off target, but Kelsall took the precaution of batting it down anyway rather than watch it sail out. High clearance. It's a tough one to win in the air, and it ends up bouncing on the turf. Binning. Jessau off the head of Lorca. Alana Byrne. Out to Lorca on the right side. Early ball. And Zimmerman. A chance here to try and complete her hat-trick with a first-time volley into the side netting. Well struck, but couldn't quite get the accuracy. So, as things currently stand, Calder's goal difference would improve to plus 40, 12 better than the next best in the league, South Melbourne at plus 28. Bulleen Lions, after scoring a 10-0 win today, also at plus 28. Looks like the fifth and final sub for Calder is about to go through.
Yep. 20 and 12.
Alicia Ike. Burke on Beard. And now Francesca Brand. Harbus. Caught by Lorca. Emma Robins. Duralis. Parton able to clear.
Nothing.
Neither team able to string passes together at the moment. Long ball from Lesh, cleared by Meyer.
Alicia's number 12.
Byrne holding the ball up in midfield for Robins. With a spin on the ball, now through the right side, Balderston is quick and is going to take on the Bayside defence. Sliding it in low, and Kelsall stops the ball from ever arriving with Zimmerman, who was attacking through the middle. Hirano. Burke. Angie Beard is right there on the scene. Not sure if those two would have been overly familiar with each other coming into this game, but Molly Burke out of the NTC. Great young player. Angela Beard, of course, her exploits well known in the W League, with both Brisbane Roar and Melbourne Victory. Foul in the centre of midfield by Jessau on Raquel Duralis.
Yep. Big.
And in the 82nd minute, Calder will make their fifth and final sub with the Newcastle player Mackenzie Matthews coming in for Alicia Ike, who has played pretty well at left back today for Calder's cause. So that's all 5 changes for Calder. They've emptied the bench. It's been a bit of a strange game in that the intensity has steadily increased, even though the result has largely been known for most of the evening. Harvest trying to peg back one of those 3 goals that Bayside trailed by, and Ferreira Bass wins a corner over on the left side. Into the 83rd minute, so Calder and their hold on 3 points looks more or less unchallenged at the moment, but they won't be too happy if Bayside do score again. Could set up a potentially nervous finish. Ferreira Bass drives the corner into the near post, and Ayagi rises to hold the ball. Big overarm throw, almost up to halfway. Zimmerman flicking it on. Belleville wins it for Bayside, but then gives possession away to Robers. Through the right they go. Zimmerman stepping beyond Belleville. Still Zimmerman trying to free the feet for a shot. And that is the hat-trick for Catherine Zimmerman. 2 early goals in the game, and perhaps wouldn't have been expecting to wait this long to finally complete the treble, but it's Calder 5, Bayside 1, and Catherine Zimmerman has a goal in the 83rd minute to add to earlier ones in the 12th and 23rd. And the league's top scorer continues to extend her advantage over the rest of the individuals. That's 23 for the season now. Melina Ayres didn't score yesterday. She's still on 18. Rena Hirano on 14. Kelsey Minton didn't have a game this weekend. She's on 11. So absolutely running away at the top of the scoring charts at the moment. Catherine Zimmerman, 5 clear. And 3 more today to put in the bank. Been a great import for Calder United. 23 and 13, plus a couple in the Community Shield, plus cup games. Been prolific. Long ball from Brand. Hirano was nearly in behind Beard. Confusion in the Calder defence, and Ferreira Bass trying to capitalise. Ended up sending the ball over the crossbar. Not by much. The game is out of reach now, but Bayside would have loved to score a second. It would have meant they were back in front at least for the second half. Still plenty of talk coming from the Calder United bench. It's been an uncharacteristically quiet night for Bill Mihaludis and Bayside. Possession given away from the goal kick. Runnels trying a long shot and never really got hold of it as it slides wide right. Robers gives possession to Runnels. Byrne, shoulder to shoulder. Unable to strip the ball away. Runnels persisting. And some half-hearted shouts for handball against Keisha Meyer. Mackenzie Matthews slices the ball out for a throw. Burke onto the head of Runnels. So looking ahead to next weekend in Women's NPL, Galaxy, who had the weekend off due to their game against Box Hill being postponed, they'll host Heidelberg United. That was a shock loss down in Torquay last time those two teams met for Galaxy. Box Hill will play Southern, so you'd say they're a reasonably warm favourite against a Southern team that have copped 20 in their last 2 games. The big one at Lakeside on Sunday, South Melbourne against Calder United. I haven't looked at the men's fixture this weekend, but that's a contender for FFE Radio. And Alamein Bayside at H.A. Smith Reserve also on Sunday. Hirano's corner. Runnels with the header. And the follow-up goes wide of the target. Hirano blazing out for a goal kick. And then the last game is a Wednesday nighter. Wednesday the 4th of July, Bulleen versus NTC. And that'll be after the NTC is back from the Institute Challenge in Canberra, which takes place from Monday to Friday this coming week. The NTC have actually taken Ash Harvey from Bayside with them. They don't have any Calder players in the squad this season though. Lorca wins a throw over on the right side of midfield. We're in the death throes of this one now. Not long to go. 5-1 to Calder. 3 minutes plus stoppage remain. It's been a far more competitive second half from the Bayside team. Although, to be fair, Calder has shuffled the pack and brought on a number of their less experienced players. I suppose it just does go to show how devastating some of the injuries for Bayside have been, that once their depth has been tested, their results have fallen in a big hole. Ball blazed into the penalty area and it's been dropped into the path of the oncoming forward. Well, Mackenzie Matthews really should have scored number 6 there for Calder United after Kelsall couldn't hold a high ball. And that somehow went wide of the target to the left. Matthews keen to make amends, chasing after the ball as it restarts, but perhaps the quicker they forget that passage of play, the better for both teams. 2 minutes plus stoppage to go. Matthews back involved. Jessau loses out to Robers. Robers, a square pass. Space for Balderston, thinking about a long shot, decides against it. And now it slides a pass straight onto the foot of Anita Lesh. Balderston follows up. Cleared away by Harvest. Ferreira Bass. Brandt. Ferreira Bass. Twisting and turning, unable to lose the Calder defence, and in the end, Alana Byrne wins it back for Calder. Robers, Matthews, holding the ball up and playing it to Doralis, dispossessed. Belleville looked up and saw no orange shirts ahead of the ball, and it's been put out because we've got an injured player down in the right back corner for Calder United. And this injury will take us into stoppage time at the end of the night. So with the injury right up against the touchline, the trainer has lifted the injured player Sarah Lorca off the pitch, and the assessment will continue. Calder have already made all 5 subs, so there's not much they can do about a reinforcement. Already ticked 1 minute into stoppage time at the end of the night then. Feel as though the injury coming as late as it has might add to it a little bit more. Burke. Ferreira Bass. Can Bayside leave with a second? Dispossessed on this occasion. Balderston. Yields possession to Parton. Now Brand. To Lesh. Matthews. Doralis plays it central. Balderston chasing. Jessau able to win possession though and send it through the left side. Harvest gets a yard of space and now wants her right foot. Cuts back, and that was enough time for Calder to get in the road, and the referee is whistling here. Trying to work out whether it's for a handball or for offside. I suspect it might be an offside call here against the Bayside player. Play back underway. Two and a half minutes of stoppage gone. Runnels with a step around. Firing from distance. Emma Runnels sends Bayside home with an absolute stunner. And their second half perhaps deserves a special moment like that, because they have come out seemingly on a hiding to nothing at 4-0 down and fought this game out admirably, Bayside. And Emma Runnels has put up a contender for goal of the year right there, striding through the Calder midfield and then burying the shot from distance. And the late show here for Bayside means that the score is now 5-2. Certainly good to see Emma Runnels scoring a goal like that after that awful concussion she suffered a couple of weeks ago against NTC. Great to see her back out there playing it all. And not just that, scoring a marvellous goal. Perhaps the highlight of the evening, coming 3 minutes into stoppage time at the end of the night. Though Catherine Zimmerman might have a bit to say about that with her first 2 goals. Full time then, and the final score of Calder United 5, Bayside 2, perhaps doesn't begin to tell the story. Calder had it all their own way for 45 minutes and then a spirited second half from the home team. My name's Teo Pellizzeri, thanks for your company. The full-time score once again, Calder United 5, Bayside United 2.